What's up guys, thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to be breaking down my most popular beat on BeatStars. So similarly to my last video, I'm gonna, instead of just breaking down like how I came up with this melody, the standard stuff, I'm gonna try to go a little bit deeper and explain kind of the thought processes behind what I did. I made this beat by playing and coming up with this pattern. Exporting out and then making chops in specific parts so that the actual rhythm changes a little bit for the B section. Like here we have, I love using this progression for these kind of beats, but we have a 1-6 and then a 1-6-5. Coming up with the pattern for leads in particular, now that we're moving on to actual melodies instead of just chords. Usually I just find a cool rhythm and then play notes within the chord I'm already in. So then once you do that, it's kind of easy to fill in like the notes you hear that aren't being played yet. So if we look here, this is literally just following the chord. Same here. And then here we have a triplet melody, just going down the scale. And then finally, this texture that plays where the clap would go. So I then export the melody and then reverse it. Upon reversing it, I then found like a specific chop and then used that to come up with the main melody. So that's a bit grungier, a bit dirtier, using more of like a Carson kind of vibe than the sort of yeet sound that those chords might initially invoke. So we have two 808 patterns. That's because the bass line actually changes for the second half because of where I position the chop. I'll play the first 808 pattern. Super simple, just following the root note. And then the 808 is the CTM 808, boosted 4%. I cue out some of the highs, and then I run it through this imaging plugin. All this does is put the sub frequencies in mono and the higher frequencies in stereo. You can replicate this effect using just another mixer channel and EQing out the highs in one and EQing out the lows in the other. So then we have the second 808 section. Really not much to go into with the drums, in all honesty. I'll play them in full. Heavy soft clipping on the main snare, just to give it a little bit more grit, a little bit more distortion. Some distortion on the rest of the drums, along with an EQ on the lows. The only thing that changes is the hi-hat turns into this faster paced one, the double step. I don't know what it's called, but for the second section, now that there's a change in the melody, and to help differentiate between the A and B section, the rhythm changes up a bit just by swapping out the hat pattern. I also have a bell playing, plays on D sharp and D. All this does just create some tension, especially by playing notes only one semitone apart. In order to emphasize the switch to the B section, I create this little very simple transition using a filter and cutting out the drums for just a little bit and having a scream play. That way it makes it clear like, hey, we're going into a new section. The beat's gonna get a little bit more energetic now. So like I was saying earlier, having those distinct sections and really putting in time towards transitions helps make even a simple beat just hit so much harder and really make the most out of not that many elements. The beat's organized pretty simply. We have 16 bars of the first pattern, 16 bars of the second higher energy pattern. Repeat that twice and then finish out with just the regular melody playing. Don't overthink stuff, especially when it comes to arrangement. Mixing wise, we have a portal on the melody. All this does is create a little gating, just gives it a cooler vibe. Some reverb, EQ out all the lows, and then a slight boost in the high mid. Looking at the mixer track, so a lot of these actually don't do anything. I was playing around with the soft clipper, but really on the mixer, I can turn these three off. I just have two soft clippers running. This one's clipping all the way, and so is, and this one's clipping a little bit less. Just because that sound, the Carson sound, uses a lot of clipping and a lot of distortion. Really more about how it sounds rather than what it sounds. That doesn't make sense, but you know what I'm trying to say. More about the vibe than what's really going on in the beat. Three biggest takeaways from this beat are: one, play around with your melodies, export them out to audio, flip them, reverse them, sample them, throw effects on them. Just see if you can come up with something cooler than what you have so far. Second biggest tip is, instead of trying to fill up your beats with a ton of sound, work off your basic idea and make the most out of a little. And then finally, have a clear A and B section in your beats. So I'll end this video off by saying thank you. I'll be posting some more videos, maybe stuff beyond just breaking down like popular beats. And I'll actually play a snippet of a track somebody's recorded over this beat. If you're interested in the snippet, check out Jabari Thompson. And if you like my beats, follow my YouTube, check out my BeatStars on my Instagram. I appreciate it.
Hop a little bit with my bro. I'm kicking shit like Jackie Chan, ain't tripping about no hoe.